Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann coming to you from Woodstock, Georgia, where I own CrossFit Garage. I also do a podcast called Food, Fitness, and Finances, so we go over those things. The question I got, so I was up at the festival that Nicole just put on called the Spring Workshop, and it was up at in her holler. It was awesome. It was great to meet everybody. I'm going to go back on this kick real quick. If you guys aren't connecting, you're missing out. Show up to some of this stuff. Jack does some things in person. Nicole does things in person. There's other stuff happening in person. Show up. Be part of the group. That's going to help you tremendously, not only in your just love of what we're doing, but in the connection and your longevity. Okay, so the question that came up, we talked a lot about this, was blood pressure, heart rate, and all sorts of stuff, because you know I'm that guy. And so it was about how much can you really affect your life expectancy just by attacking your blood pressure and your heart rate? And the answer is actually quite a lot. So I've got this ChatGPT thing going, this prompt that I've built up, and I asked it, I was like, hey, here is my details. Build out a life expectancy and a functional life expectancy. I put in the wrong blood pressure and heart rate. I just went and gave blood, and they did my biometrics. So I came back and put it back in when I got home and said, hey, this is the real stuff. How does it adjust? So just for me, as an example, using the tables that chat can pull off of the internet, I originally put in 110/70 as my blood pressure, and then I came back and put it in as 103/65. I just gave blood, they monitored me, and that's what it was. So my life expectancy went from a high of 92 years to 94 years. So 2 years for affecting my blood pressure by 10 points. Not even that, really. It was only 7 and 5 points on each side. But the better thing was the functional life expectancy went from 82 as the high to 87 as the high. And that's crazy. But when you do the background research, you're going to find out that, especially for men, as we become 50 and older, we enter the drop dead years. And the things that take us out, it moves from accidents and suicide to strokes and heart attacks. So basically the idea that I'm working with these days is, how do you actually clean your blood? But you can see it here in this chart. Well, you can't see it. I'm looking at it. That if you can affect your blood pressure in all the ways you can, then you can reduce your chances of death in these things according to the charts. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, then how do I actually reduce my blood pressure? Well, there are a lot of ways. Obviously, it's going to be a big part about how you eat and then how you view the world. So, I mean, we've talked about this before. Cut out sugars, cut out refined foods. That's just, you have to do that. This came up as well at the workshop. Hey, Andy, do you do one-on-one training? And the answer is yes. If you want to hire me, I am $1,000 an hour. Or you can track your food for 2 weeks, and I'll help you for free. So there's two reasons I say that. One is, if you track your food for 2 weeks, you're going to see the big things that you need to do. And most people don't want to put the time in to do it. If you're not going to put the time in to even track your food for 2 weeks, then you're not going to listen to me, and I don't want to work with you. Okay, another way is to reduce your processed food and seed oils. You can eat potassium-rich food, get enough magnesium, so this is a weird one. It says limit your salt, but I don't know if that's actually true, because I'm eating a ton of salt, and my blood pressure is crazy low. And then, of course, work on hydration. I think that's going to say also fix your electrolytes. Another big part, and this is a no-brainer, movement and fitness, do something. I told you before, after doing CrossFit for 20 years, I think the secret to the success is, if you're going to work out all week, which you should, 5 days a week, then you want to squat below parallel 3 days a week, get out of breath 3 days a week, and lift something heavy 3 days a week. If you can mix that up in any combination you want, you're going to do pretty well for yourself. And then the part that most people don't really want to do, but you should, which is manage your stress. Practice deep breathing, maybe some cold exposure or some sauna exposure. I like the idea of heat more than cold. Get 8 hours or more of sleep, whatever you need. Your body, everybody's body is a little bit different. And get some sunlight exposure in the morning. Actually, the sun is coming up right now. I'm going to refill my coffee and get some sunlight, and I'll come back to you guys in a second. I love technology. That was a tiny little blip for you and a long blip for me. Anyway, other things you can do is donate blood, which I'm working on right now, and lose that excess fat. Of course, that kind of comes into eating and moving. Avoid or limit your alcohol. And if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I don't like these suggestions, you can go into chat and say, give me 100 ways to lower my blood pressure. It will give you 100 ways. It's awesome. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is a link to this. It's a blood pressure and a heart rate monitor that then can link up to your phone, because why wouldn't it link to your phone? track yourself. This guy right here has got 42,000 reviews and is a 4.4 stars. That's pretty awesome. It does what it's supposed to do, and I love that. I'm going to provide the link here. It's through Amazon. Of course, click on Jack's T-Spaz link before you order it. This guy will help you see what you're doing. And I think the bigger part of it is when are you stressed out, right? When I'm laying down and just about to get out of bed, if I put it on and monitor myself, that's going to tell you what you were doing all night long. Of course, you can get one of those other Fitbits or things you could do all night long. You can, get one of those to track yourself. But this is going to hit your blood pressure. You can also do it after you talk to your boss, after you go for a walk. So you can get an idea of what things, like breathing, are actually affecting your blood pressure. Fix your blood, fix your life. It's definitely going to help. All right, guys. Again, this is Andy McCann. You can reach me at andy@crossfitgarage.com, and I'm happy to help you out. Y'all take care.